Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this week's Tuesday review video, we're going to be taking a look at the MILANI Conceal and Perfect Long Wearing Concealer. So this is sort of a concealer that MILANI launched sort of after they launched their Conceal and Perfect foundation, which was really popular. I never tried it because the shades ran really dark. Eventually they did launch lighter shades, but by that point the hype had sort of died down. So I never did sort of try the foundation, but I saw the concealer, and you know me, I love trying a good concealer, so I decided to pick this up. Mine is in the shade 120 Light Vanilla, which is one of the lightest shades you can get. When you open it, the applicator is one of those weird sort of flat and squished on both sides applicators where the product kind of pools underneath on both sides. It's quite cool, actually. I like applicators like that, especially for concealer, and especially for concealer that you're intending to put under your eyes. Good sort of quality plastic packaging, doesn't feel very expensive, but it feels like drugstore, and it looks like the MILANI stuff. I don't know what else to say. I think this is my first time ever reviewing anything MILANI on my channel, so I'm trying to make sure I cover all the bases. Taking a look at it on the MILANI website, this concealer costs $14.95 Canadian, and for that you get 5 milliliters or 0.17 fluid ounces. It says, blemishes are concealed. This longwear concealer has a glamorously creamy formula, and it's water resistant for up to 12 hours of brilliantly full coverage. Be fearless about flaws with this liquid concealer, which is perfect for addressing under eye circles, blemishes, and skin discoloration. Our smart vegan formula contains vitamin E to replenish your skin's moisture and is available in 18 shades. Okay, so what do I think about this concealer? First of all, I bought a shade called Light Vanilla, and it is somehow still like a little bit too dark for me. It is the concealer I'm wearing today, but I did wear a color corrector under it just to kind of help brighten my under eyes, because typically I do like to go a shade that's sort of half too light for my skin tone, or maybe a full shade too light for my skin tone, for my under eye concealer, just so that it really helps brighten up the area. But this one, I bought Light Vanilla. Like, I don't know how much lighter you can get than Light Vanilla, but it's sort of it matches my skin, but also sometimes it's a little bit too dark for my skin, you know what I mean? You can see in the demo that it's not the sort of shade that I would usually use. Now, I will take the blame for that one. I should have just bought a lighter shade. Typically, I buy the lightest shade in a concealer, but I didn't with this one because, I mean, it looks very light in the bottle. You know what I mean? It just sort of oxidizes on immediate contact and putting it on my face. So I would say that this concealer definitely oxidizes, so go lighter than you think you do. MILANI, like I said with the foundations, they tend to run really dark, but even with the concealers, I would say that their light shades are even darker than they look like they are, so go lighter than what you think you need on MILANI products in general, from the looks of it. I don't think I paid $14.95 Canadian for this concealer. I think I bought it on sale, and I think that's why I bought it. But overall, I think this concealer is too much money for what it is. Shade aside, because let's just say that that's my fault. It's just, it's not spectacular. There are other concealers at lower price points that I like more. The e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer is probably my favorite concealer I've ever tried, and it's, what, $5? I just feel like this one, it just goes on, it doesn't have enough coverage to warrant the price. It dries a little bit too dry for me, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't sit on my face nicely. I feel like I look like I have more texture than I usually look like I have, because it just kind of dries, sort of cakey and gross. Even, you know, I'm not even wearing powder anywhere other than just in the inner corners, so it's not that. Overall, I just think this concealer is way too much money for what it is. The drugstore has so many other better concealer options. Like I said, the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, honestly, pretty much any e.l.f. concealer is better. Maybelline even has a couple of concealers that I like better than this, the Age Rewind being sort of the classic one. I should have realized that there was probably a reason why I never saw anybody do a video on the concealer, and that's because it's not that great. Lots of people talked about the foundation, and they liked it, except for the shade range, because it ran too dark for a lot of people. But I should have known when I didn't see anybody talk about the concealer that it was largely because it's not that impressive. I mean, if someone gave this to me as a gift, I would use it. I'm gonna use this whole thing and probably just use it as like a face concealer, especially if I'm wearing a mask, right? I'll use this as to like cover acne and stuff on my forehead. I might use it under my eyes if I use a corrector underneath it, like the Beneficial Eye Beam like I have been, because it sort of lightens it up a little bit. Maybe I can mix it with another concealer to brighten it. But it's just like, it's not something that I think I would ever go out and choose again, which is kind of sad. I feel like I always like the look of Milani products. They always look really fancy and really nice, and they always have that like very gold packaging, which gold isn't typically something that I really am attracted to, but on the Milani packaging it looks nice, and I have those rose blushes. But I often feel like with Milani products, when I buy them and I try them, I'm left feeling like I paid too much money for what I got. Like there are other brands probably in the sort of display beside them that I would have paid less for, that maybe didn't look as fancy, but were better products. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm sorry to give this cute little Milani concealer not a glowing review, but it's just nothing special. And at $14.95 regular, like that's a lot of money for a concealer to me. So I would just never buy it again, and I would probably hesitate to try any sort of base product from Milani ever again, because I found this one to be so mediocre. It's not bad, it's just you could do so much better. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this Tuesday review video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed already, and I will see you next time. Bye!